So we just pulled in from Tampa, and where is the new paddleboard? There it is. So here it is. Now we're going to blow it up. Now we got it almost pumped up. We got to go to 13 psi, and we're at 8. Okay, I wanted to talk about this new Red Paddle Co. Race 12-foot board. It's 12'6" by 28", which they nicely print on the side of the board so you don't forget. It is an inflatable. It is, I would say 95%, 90% as rigid as a regular paddleboard, and incredibly light. Pick it up with one hand. One thing I want to show you is these battens. See these battens here? These are rigid strips that go down the length of the paddleboard, so they keep it rigid, and so it doesn't get floppy while you're paddling. But I'm telling you, this thing is, I mean, it's as hard as a rock. It's only inflated to 13 psi, but it's amazing how stiff it is. It apparently has chambers inside of it that make it stiff, but it paddles really nicely. It has a little turned up nose, and it has this little guide channel to guide water away, and then underneath, it's pretty cool. It has the same thing underneath to kind of help it track. So the front of it tracks nicely. But we're here on the Rainbow River. Water's crystal clear today. But this is probably a 2014 Red Paddle Co. I got it used for a pretty good price. But it took me about 5 minutes to inflate it. It can fold up, put it in the trunk of your car, about the size of a large sleeping bag. And it weighs about probably 10 pounds. And I do think that they're getting so good, they're comparable to a rigid board now. And I honestly don't see the point of getting a rigid board anymore, because we can run these into the dock, we can, you know, play bumper cars and you can't hurt them. And they're, like I said, they're 90% as fast as a rigid. Now, unfortunately, they're not as cheap. I mean, a really good one, you can get a cheap one, but the good ones, like this Red Paddle Co., are not cheap. They're about comparable to a, you know, a boat or a sick board. So I think they're around $1,300 to $1,600 new, and you can get used ones, which is what I highly recommend. But that's the Red Paddle Co. 12 race. It's really a nice board. And the best part is Siena approves. Siena! She loves the new paddleboard. Hey, baby girl. Put your foot in. You want to go? Okay, we'll go.